So when you run a digital product Etsy store, one of the main things that you need to do in the beginning is set up a product plan. Now the product plan is actually like a central hub where you keep track of like an ID number for your product, what it is that you're actually creating, and then the status of that product. And so it's really good to have it all in one place and also to write down, how much you're going to be listing that for on Etsy, what shop category, etc. it's going to go into. And this actually forms the base for automating your store. So once you have the product plan in place, you can automate things and you can actually make it list it for you. So I'm just going to show you behind the scenes on how my product plan actually works with my automation and just give you that behind the scenes sort of feel so you can see exactly how it works and how you could use it. So let me share my screen. So as you can see here on the screen, this is my product plan. Basically, it automatically has the number here. So to get a new number, we just drag it down and it's going to just keep going. So you can drag it down in advance and have lots of numbers listed there so you can fill out your products. Now, what I like to do is write a short description of my product because this actually helps the automation to write the title, description, and tags for that product. So the first thing that I would do is think about, okay, what is it that I am going to create? And you can see here, they're all about the same size, my descriptions, and I'm just saying what it actually is, that it's a Canva template, and then I'm actually adding in descriptive words about what it actually looks like what colors, etc., the style. And also if there was something in particular, like if it's for a virtual assistant or online business manager or a designer, whoever it is for, I would be putting that information in as well because that's going to help it to write keywords. So the first thing that I would actually do, this is even before I create my product, is I'd be saying, okay, what am I actually going to make here? So let's just say we are going to be making an onboarding guide for a graphic designer, and it will be editable in Canva, and it will be in, let's say, a boho theme in neutrals, and let's just say casual and fun. Okay, so we've got a description there. Now, if I wanted to automatically get the AI to generate a title, description, and tags, then I would just use the drop down here and I would click on AI data, and that would then generate all of this for me. So as you can see, it has now just popped in the AI data there. So you can have a quick look at it. You can say, okay, Canva graphic designer onboarding guide. Yep. Editable, boho theme, neutral colors, casual, fun, aesthetic, welcome template. So you can go through and tweak the keywords a little bit. So if you're not happy with that title, you can just change it up a little bit, change out some words. That's no problem. Same as the description. I'd probably change that because it's welcoming graphic designers rather than welcome like onboarding guide. So I would just be changing it onboarding guide for graphic designers. And then I would change it to just say editable in Canva. And so you just sort of change it a little bit just so it all makes sense. The same with the tags. Now, most of the tags will come through and they will be within the allowed characters. However, sometimes they will go a little bit over. So if the automation doesn't process, this is usually the first thing to check, but normally 9 times out of 10, it's fine. So once we have that on our product plan, we basically need to decide on a price. So let's think about it. What's our price going to be? So let's just say it's $24.95 and that's our price. So all we need to do now is go and actually make the product. So once we make the product and we bring the product back over here, let's just say this is our product here. And I'm just going to copy that link just so that I can show you how it all works. So let's just say we've just created this product. That's our template link that we've dropped in here. Then the very next thing to do is just to create the download instructions that we would give somebody for that product. So it's always going to be the template link that we share with somebody. And so we're just going to be changing the status, and then it's going to automatically populate for us. So what I would do here is I would just change this to download instructions. Then after about 5 seconds, it's going to populate and appear over here. And then this status will actually update to say it's complete. So then we know that that part has actually gone through and it's been done. So you can see here, it is now populated. That now says that it's complete as well. So if we were to click on this, we can open it up. Now, while it's in the sheet, it does look like it is a Google Doc, but when it downloads, it does download as a PDF, and you can open that up. And you can see that the link is right here, and it's got instructions on how it works. So that is how that works. Now, the very next thing that you would do, of course, is add your product images. So if you have the same product images on all of your products, so let's just say these ones onwards are all the same on all of my products because I fill up all 10 spots, but these ones are like a printer, they're more instruction related rather than actually being about the product. So I would just automatically fill those in. And then I do have another part of the automation which actually drops in the images into this product image field here. And so the way that that works is you just drop in your mock-ups that you've created in Canva or Photoshop, wherever you've made them. They just have to be a JPEG file, and you just need to save it as this number here, this ID, whatever your ID is in your sheet. It won't be the same as mine. This is just the code that I use for my store. And so you would have your code, and then the first photo that you want to be first on your Etsy listing, which would come in here, will just have a -1 at the end. Then the second one would be a -2 at the end, etc. So really, really easy. It will then just populate in here. And then once it is populated in here, let's just pretend that those ones are in here now. So once that's populated in here, it's good to list. And that's as simple as it is. So it does not take long, super fast. And to list it on Etsy, all you need to do is go down to the drop down here on the status and you just put prepare for listing. Then that sends it off to Etsy. Once it's complete, it says listed on Etsy and your job is done. So that is how simple it can be and how much time it can save you. So you don't really have to think about things too much. You can just make slight tweaks along the way and everything's just going to work for you. Now, because it's a digital product, we do have it set up so it automatically puts the quantity in here as 999, so you don't even have to worry about that for a very long time as well. And all you really need to do is update the actual price. The shop categories, you can update the category if you want it to be in a different category. So that's another thing that you can update. And I do have all of the codes for the shop categories that you might want to use in the learning portal, so you can easily access them and you can change them here if that's what you want to do. So that's really simple to follow as well. So I really just wanted to give you a quick overview of how it actually works using a Google Sheet to automate the whole process. So the automations work in the background. This Google Sheet is just like your central hub, and this is where you work from, and you just forget about the automation and it just does its thing in the background. The only time you need to look at it is if you get an error message or it doesn't go through, then you would look at it and go, okay, what happened here? And then we would troubleshoot it to figure out what exactly happened. But again, 9 times out of 10, it will be the tags being like one character or too big for the actual Etsy listing, and that's easily fixed. You can just tweak them and then hit prepare to list on Etsy and it goes again and then it will work. So really easy, saves you so much time. It's definitely the right starting point for you if you find the listing process really overwhelming. So if it's something that you are interested in and you want this shortcut in your store as well, I will leave the link in the description and in the comments for you. And if tech isn't your thing and you know that you're going to struggle with setting up the automation, even though I have step-by-step videos, I can install it for you for a fee as well. So that is another option as well. So check it out. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to comment below or send me an email to ask them, because I'm always around and happy to help. All right, have a great day.